the internet. And I know some of our people, young people as well, they're into making fast, easy cash. So is online marketing, online opportunities all about fast, easy cash, or is there some actual hard work involved here?
No, definitely there is hard work involved. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. I mean, you can make a lot of money and probably a lot quicker than in a job, but you would need to put in the effort.
So what's realistic earnings? What actually are we talking about here in terms of like earning potential?
I mean, the earnings could really be varied because it really depends on your product, what you're doing. Normally, I tend not to give people exact figures, and that's just basically because it really depends on what it is that they're offering. I would like to say that to replace a full-time income, which is what most people are looking for, it is very realistic to achieve that.
Okay, so do I actually need some money to invest in the first place? Do I actually need a lump sum like we do with traditional businesses? You need at least a couple of £1,000, if not more, to invest in any kind of product, in any kind of opportunity. Is that the same when you pursue online opportunities? Do you actually need a lump sum investment to start off with?
I mean, yeah, because obviously it is a business at the end of the day. So you're purchasing a business. So yeah, there would be some sort of investment usually. But if people are watching and that's maybe a concern for them, like they don't have that much money, then what you can do is go to people's blogs, follow other mentors, leaders on the internet who are making money, because what they will do is they will share information on their blogs and you can learn. So without even investing, you're actually educating and get yourself prepared.
Fantastic. So what we'd like to know is, like, from here, did you actually receive any help from business support agencies yourself when you started up? Because in the UK, everybody has their own experiences of business, support agencies. So did you go to them for help for yourself?
No, like I said, I just started looking for ways to make money, and then that was it. I just sort of studied myself, and I really enjoy what I do. Until this day, I continue to educate myself because it just fascinates me how the internet has so many methods, and you can be very creative in actually doing the marketing, and that's something I really enjoy. So I just study myself, and to this day I go to seminars and attend webinars, meetings, and these are just basically trainings that are online. So if I continue to study, then obviously I can teach other people as well.
The reason why this is so important, people, is about your own trading, is because things are so fast moving on the internet that what was in date yesterday may be out of date today. So constantly you're having to keep on top of this. So I just wanted to ask you, there's this new way of learning, which is webinars. Do you want to talk about that? What is that about for all our viewers?
A webinar, the best way to describe it is basically training on the internet. I mean, I myself have held webinars where I invite people. It's like a virtual online classroom, and you don't physically have to be there. I mean, traditionally what would happen is these networking events or meetings would happen, and a lot of people would come to a venue, and then you would get your training. But basically now you can do it on the internet with tools like Skype, and we have other software that we can record using the internet. So people come and they virtually learn. So it's very interactive as well. If you've got questions, you can also ask questions and learn from these systems as well.
So do you need any specific setup to take part in a webinar?
No, I actually go to a lot of webinars and I actually host them.
That's from the comforts of your own home or your office?
I actually use my iPhone.
So you're not actually going anywhere, you're actually sat in your chair?
I'm sat in my chair and I just put on my iPhone. I've got an app, log into that, and then that's it, you've got your training.
Wow, so it's as simple as that, so it all comes up?
It comes up, and one of the great things about it is sometimes it's recorded as well, like you can actually record it. So what I tend to do is have it recorded for people that maybe can't watch it. I mean, like I said, I work with people all over the world, and because of timing differences, some people can't make it. So we've got that facility, it's recorded, you can access it 24 hours.
So exactly how many people do you work with? I know we've talked about this right throughout the programme, that you work with a lot of people, but what kind of figures are we talking about here?
Well, I work with like thousands of people who have helped train, and I've got thousands of followers that are following me, and they like what I've got to say, and they've learned from me in one way or the other. In terms of businesses, like helping businesses do their marketing and improving like their marketing, getting the best results for them so they're not spending as much and just getting the best results. I've worked around about 600 different companies in the past few years. And that is something that I've just sort of diversified into because I thought there was a need for it.
I mean, we've been discussing this, just before this program started about how Mehak could help support some of the work that we're doing right here on DM Digital. And I know you were talking about some hashtagging on YouTube and stuff. What's hashtagging? Because I'd like to share this with everybody because I don't think everybody knows this.
Yeah, Shaghofta, you've really been like listening in. Basically, hashtagging is you're tagging other people using Twitter. If you go onto Twitter, there will be specific keywords and you would use that. A hashtag is like the symbol, it's 2 lines down and 2 lines.
That mesh thing.
Yeah. And basically you use that. You can write someone famous, like on Twitter, their username, or it could be like an event that you're maybe wanting to target, and you can really choose the people who you want your message to be seen by.
Is it a bit like tagging those pictures that everybody does on Facebook, and there's about 50, they only allow 50 I think, and it goes out to the maximum 50 people?
Yeah, it's very similar to that, yeah.
So in terms of like people who are watching this program, and then once they switch this off, and I know we're going to get so many questions on Facebook, how do they actually contact you? What's the best way?
The best way is probably to visit my blog. You can go onto Google and type in my name and you'll be able to find my blog, or you can just go onto my Facebook as well. I mean, I've got my contact details on most of my websites, all my websites, so you should be able to contact me one way or the other.
Yeah, because it's on my Facebook, because we tend to advertise and promote the person that's coming on our programme. So all the details can be found there, because for the amount of messages we received was actually incredible, because I know lots and lots of people actually want to pursue online opportunities from the comforts of their own home for whatever reason. If especially right here in the UK, if they're mothers, single parents, they're not able to go out, or we have a lot of other people that are housebound for whatever reason, carers and stuff. So this is a great opportunity for them to actually have a very good part-time income. So in terms of getting in touch with us, you can either get in touch with me through my Facebook, or you can Google Mehak Naheem, or you can get the link from my Facebook again. And that way, after this program is finished, we will still be there, and we're quite happy to bring Mehak back on and talk about internet opportunities, because this has been the one topic that I've been inundated. We had such high demand for this program in terms of how to create online opportunities. And again, it's about creating opportunities for yourself. So if you're, like I said in my YouTube video as well, if you're already in business, you can expand online, so that gives you again growth and expansion. If you're already an online business, then you need to be very, very smart with your online marketing, so you can generate the traffic and generate some extra income. And thirdly, you can take part with people like Mehak Naheem as a business mentor, and have a business mentor guide you all the way through of creating, sustaining, or being a part of somebody else's online business. And that's really the way to go, because otherwise, like we've said, there's a lot of scams, there's a lot of things that aren't so very nice on the internet, a lot of things that you don't understand. And having a mentor actually saves you money, and it saves your time, and you make money in the process as well. So coming back, Naheem, what is your message to all our viewers that are watching and are really just dying to get their teeth into something online, but they actually don't know what and where to begin or where to go?
I would suggest that you do some research, you start looking online and seeing what opportunities.
What differentiates one mentor to the next? Let's ask that question, because I know we've talked about what you do, but what makes one mentor better than the next one? What are they actually going to be looking for?
I don't really know, being honest. You can't really say one mentor is better than the other. It just really depends on someone that you feel comfortable with. I mean, end of the day, you'll have to work with them, but someone has to be credible, and by that I mean they have to be successful in what they do. They'll be having a lot of followers, they'll have people constantly messaging them on Facebook, and very active online. So they'll be good at what they do, and then it's really up to you. It's a personal choice who you feel is best for you to work with.
So how long have you actually been in business? Because I know we just scraped on it a little bit earlier, but how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for the past 5 years. I started back a few years ago, and then I've just developed and learned more and more, and just really loving what I do.
Great. And in terms of like our UK government itself, is there any message that you'd like to give them in supporting Asian businesses, like especially online now, because that's the future? How do you think this government can help us?
Well, one of the things is like traditionally in school nowadays we're not really pushed to like take risks. We're not actually supported enough, and I think the government could help because people are penalised. They're maybe said if you're not doing too well in school, then they get lowered into like other classrooms, and that could be quite demotivating. If people have got a passion, then they're just going to feel I'm not good enough for this. So I think government should really have programs where maybe they're helping young people to just take the risk and have some sort of program where they can set up their own business and tell them it's okay to do that.
And I know we touched upon this very briefly, but again, how do you actually help businesses and companies promote online? How do you actually do that? What's all that about?
Well, to help businesses, again, I use the marketing methods which I teach people, but instead of teaching businesses, I do the work for them. So whether it's to gain more exposure, for example, 9 out of 10 people that go to restaurants, they'll probably type in the restaurant name and go into Google before they actually visit the restaurant. So I try and get these restaurants up on these search engines and get them as much publicity and as much exposure using the internet. Obviously that will help them, and the thing about that is they're not constantly spending money. Once they actually get themselves onto these major search engines, that's there for life. So they're not constantly spending a monthly budget on advertising. It's just there, and that will serve them, and then they can maybe go into other areas. For example, one business I've set up is a restaurant in Glasgow, so I've got them onto the Google for the word restaurant Glasgow, but then they're also a Mexican restaurant, so then we looked into Glasgow Mexican restaurant, and obviously that will get them a lot more customers as well.
Fabulous. So we're covering a lot of issues and a lot of ways forward on this programme, so I hope everybody you're enjoying it so far. And unfortunately, we have come to the end of our programme, so this is all we have time for today. If you've got any questions, please do inbox me and Facebook, either one of us. And Mehak, final last words for our viewers.
Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope the information I've shared you find very valuable. Please feel free to get in touch with me through Facebook, or if you've got any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. And thanks for having me here, Shaghofta.
Thank you very much, Mehak, and thank you everybody for watching, and we shall see you next week.